Liberty, equality and fraternity. As the French keep telling us, these ideals grew out of their revolution, the French Revolution. President Macron is no different. He has appointed himself as the defender of free speech and free press. Unless, of course, his government is the target. Then everything is fair game. This story is about how France and its frenemy Britain persecuted a journalist, a French publisher who opposed Macron's pension plan. It's got illegal surveillance, terror charges, and police overreach. Everything that would guarantee criticism from foreign offices in Paris and London, except this time, they are the culprits. The publisher in question is a man called Ernest Moret. He works at a French publication called Éditions La Fabrique. It's left-leaning and anti-Macron. On Monday, this publisher was traveling from Paris to London. He was planning to attend the London Book Fair. When he reached the train station, Scotland Yard officers were waiting for him. They pulled him aside. They questioned him without a lawyer and eventually arrested him. The charges? Terrorism. Remember, this is happening to a French publisher in London. According to Britain's Terrorism Act, all of this is legal. The interception at the station, the questioning without a lawyer, the arrest without justification, all of this is permitted under certain sections of the Terrorism Act. But the question is, what prompted this heavy-handedness? The police say the publisher was involved in France's pension protests. Nothing illegal last we checked. How does that justify invoking a terror charge? And more importantly, how did Scotland Yard know that this publisher was traveling to London? The speculation is it's a joint operation, that France tipped off Scotland Yard. And if so, it's a violation of monumental proportions. The police asked this man to give up his phone and passcodes. When he refused to do it, he was taken into custody. It was only on Tuesday that the French publisher was released on bail. So much for freedom of press. The fact is, we should not be surprised by any of this. President Macron's free speech monologues are a facade at best and hypocrisy at worst. Consider a few of these examples. In July 2021, a French billboard owner was fined 10,000 euros. His crime? Depicting Macron as Adolf Hitler. Now, I agree the comparison was in poor taste, but remember, this is the same president who defended insults to Prophet Muhammad as freedom of expression. Surely the billboard was not as bad. In 2019, a French court convicted 2 people on contempt charges. Guess what they had done? They'd burnt effigies of President Macron. It happens nearly every day in India. The third sample is from last month. A 50-year-old woman was arrested from her house by 3 officers. Guess what she had done? Posted a Facebook message calling Macron garbage. And this sums up his attitude to free speech. It's a fundamental right as long as Macron himself is not affected. But if you criticize his policies, you get arrested in London. If you burn his effigies, the court convicts you. And if you compare him to Hitler, you cough up 10,000 euros. Hypocrisy at its finest. In this latest case, French authors and publishers are rallying against the government. They've asked Scotland Yard to drop the case. They've also asked the French government to guarantee the publisher's safety. If only he had been arrested in Asia or Africa. Then Macron would have probably flown down to secure his release. But right now, there is silence from Paris.